Let's bring Jackie Forrest into the conversation. She is, of course, the Director of Research at ARC Energy Research. Jackie, I asked him about this. The notion of the economics of the energy sector have changed so much since Keystone first came in. Is it still economically viable in today's economic landscape?
It is. You know, one thing that hasn't changed is the fact that the U.S. Gulf Coast has half of the U.S. refineries. A lot of the refineries there are geared up to take the heavy crude, and there's a shortage of heavy crude. So there's still an economic equation for building this pipeline. It is really the natural market for all of the heavy oil coming out of the oil sands.
And I mean, basically, so long as there are projects in the oil sands, will it make sense to have that kind of capacity to get that to, you know, those refineries on the Gulf Coast, kind of not regardless of the cost, but it factors in, right?
Yes, despite the downturn, we still have about 700,000 barrels a day of new supply coming between now and 2020 because of projects that were sanctioned when prices were much higher that are just finishing construction now. And so we still need more pipelines to move that product to market. And this year, we probably will get into a situation where we're moving crude by rail again because we don't have enough pipelines. So we definitely need more capacity.
And does increased capacity, does that necessarily and automatically mean more investment in Alberta's energy sector in the oil sands?
Well, one of the uncertainties is market access. As I said, we're probably going to be moving in the course of the next year to moving more crude by rail because we don't have enough pipeline capacity. And so that's going to be a barrier for new investment. So getting rid of that uncertainty would help with how much investment comes to Canada.
If we're honest about this, there are still a bunch of obstacles that need to get cleared. When we look at it honestly, when do you think we'll actually see shovels in the ground and then, you know, on the flip side of that, oil actually flowing through an eventual Keystone XL pipeline?
Well, TransCanada in February put out a press release saying they expected the Nebraska process could wrap up by the end of 2017. Earlier, they had said there's about a 2-year construction project. So from my numbers, I would say in 2019, it's possible to see oil moving through the KXL pipeline. But that would be assuming no major legal challenges that delay that timeline.
And can we actually put a figure on how much sort of peripheral industry will benefit from this and how sort of far and broad those tentacles reach outside of the energy sector itself?
Well, you know, you can just look at it from the perspective if we don't build this pipeline and no other pipelines were built, we would be moving crude by rail out of Western Canada, and there's an economic cost to that. Rail is in the order of $5 more per barrel of cost to move to the Gulf Coast than it would be on pipe. And so, yeah, you can put a price to it.
And just lastly, I'm reading from something you wrote earlier that capacity is an issue that I think has reduced the amount of investment in Western Canada. Can this help the energy sector from the state it's in now get over this hump and begin to see just increased investment, a little bit more confidence, and a little bit more swagger?
Well, I think you'd actually have to see the pipeline built, or at least the construction started, to see investors move in. There's been so many twists and turns in this process. I think investors are going to want to see steel going in the ground before they really start thinking differently in terms of investments here.
Right, fair enough. Jackie, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for this.
Thank you.
Jackie Forrest is Director of Research at ARC Energy Research.